Trouble Chair. This is episode 7. My name is Johnny Cochrane, and I'm not here alone. I'm here with someone who does not hide from trouble. She embraces it. She courts it. It's Twayna Mayne. How you doing, Twayna?
Yo, Johnny. I'm good. How are you?
I'm not bad either. Twayna, can you adjust your camera down a little bit as well? Just because it feels like I'm slightly... There you go. There we go. We're just on the same level now, eye level. Just for our watchers out there.
Our visual viewer.
Visual viewers, exactly. You know, we call them voyeurs. The voyeurs of a trouble-chaired world. They like to see our faces, and they don't want, higher status going on in terms of visuals that they're seeing. Let's get us on the same level. Twayna, it's been a very busy week. I was just telling you, I've moved house.
Finally.
Got a new house. Very hyped about that. Have you done anything over the last week which has brought about some change and excitement?
I told you, I think it was last week, that I didn't have access to a washing. My washing machine had broken.
Yeah.
I still don't have a washing machine, but I have done a wash. But
okay.
a sock got lost in the wash, so I'm missing one purple sock from a multi-pack of Marks and Spencer's socks. It's all right. I've been informed that I can use that remaining sock as a duster. That's where we are in life now. People are saying you can use that. It can still come in handy. You might not be able to wear it, but you can dust. You can dust your kitchen table. You can dust coffee table. There you go. That's where I'm at in my life. So yeah.
I respect that. Do not get waste in your house. Don't waste things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you someone who cares about your socks? Do you need Tuesday socks to match, or are you okay with a Tuesday Friday?
I do like a sock. These socks, I'm not upset about losing this one particular sock because it's a pair that I've had for a while and I've moved on. I've got favourite socks. So this sock, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to lose sleep over this sock, but I do like a sock. I do like socks. A fancy sock, an expensive sock. And this one wasn't too expensive, so I'm all right about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, they're part sock, part potential duster. So don't ever put limitations on your socks. Let me just drop a trouble on you, Twayna, with what's going on. Told you I was moving my house, have moved house. Well, we know what's happened. We haven't got curtains in the house. And because my whole parameters are all wrong and stuff like that, my downstairs toilet now kind of backs onto the living room. And I don't know about you, but I go to toilet with the door open, like particularly if I'm in a rush. I'll just have a toilet, whatever. Not a number two. We're not that comfortable in our house, but I'll have a quick wee. Men's urinal vibe and all that. But now I've realised that on a couple of occasions I've just been weeing with the whole street being able to, and I'm like quickly close the door when I remember. But by that point it's too late. I may have flashed the whole street that I've just moved into, which is one way to introduce yourself to your neighbours, isn't it? Don't you think?
It is one way. Shut the door, Johnny. That's all I'm going to say. I don't really have much sympathy for you because you freaked yourself out that maybe everyone's seen you from behind having a stand-up wee. I assume it's a stand-up wee and you're not just sitting there just going, oh, you can see the neighbours. Johnny, just shut the door. Come on.
Do you know what? You're on fire because you've already solved the trouble. Close the door. That one was less complex than some of the ones that we have to deal with. But I feel like, because anyone who's new to this podcast, it's where us two comedians, heal the world by solving one of your troubles at a time. And I feel in the mood to start solving some troubles. You ready for this, Twayna?
Ready.
Let's jump into it. So first up, here we go. Animals are my life, but my new boyfriend is allergic to fur. Are we doomed? We got to know each other online and chatted for weeks before we met up 3 months ago. We clicked instantly and had amazing chemistry. Sex is brilliant. Of course it is. He's funny and kind, and we have loads in common. We're also both ready to settle down and have a family. Pets have always featured in my life. We had dogs when I was a child, and as soon as I have my own place, I plan to get a dog from the animal shelter, possibly a cat too. I told my boyfriend about my love for furry friends from the start. He explained he has a severe fur allergy, which makes him sneeze, struggle to breathe, and brings him out in half. With things growing more serious between us, I would like us to move in together at some point, but I can't imagine a pet-free future. What can I do? Twayna?
He sounds like a catch with all these allergies. Naked cats, isn't it? Naked cats and dogs. Skinless. Did you get a naked dog? Anyway, I know you can get a naked cat. Looks a bit like a chicken if it's sitting in a weird way, or like a chicken in a bag. Uncooked, raw. It also looks, sometimes I've heard them described as a ball bag. So yeah, get some of them.
Oh dear, I know exactly the kind of catch you mean. They're absolutely minging. Yeah, they do look like a scrotum. Don't they? A scrotum of a pet. And it's an interesting way that you've attacked this. There are skinless. I mean, a furless dog, I should say, is a dog that's probably very worried or being abused. You know what I mean? They don't tend to come in that kind of shape. My friend used to have old English sheepdogs, and they used to have to shave them because the fur would become unmanageable, and they just look weird at that point.
Yeah.
And they look unhappy with themselves, like they're low on self-esteem.
Yeah.
Can't hang around their other dog mates because they're like, oh, God, you've let yourself go. So don't do it to a dog. But, yeah, maybe a furless cat. But the thing that grabbed my attention was the idea that, first of all, you are going to go down to the dog shelter and get a dog and possibly a cat too. This isn't like picking up a pot noodle. You know what I mean? Oh, go on and I'll have one of them where they put the chewing gums at the end next to it. Oh, I'll go and throw a cat in for good measure. Probably plan it out, certainly with your allergic boyfriend. And the other aspect is maybe you're looking at this wrong. Maybe it's not about, your boyfriend adapting, you adapting in that respect. Maybe you just buy the dog anyway and let your boyfriend come out in hives and sneezing and struggling to breathe. And you just need to get that through your head that that's what you now find attractive. You know what I mean? Like, just start to understand that hives can be attractive on a person. You know, and if you start liking that, then I think you can exist in a world where he's choking to death and scratching away, and you're like, oh, that's really turning me on. You know what I mean? With your dog, what a wonderful little family unit that would be.
But also, like, it makes him like a vulnerable man. Who doesn't want a vulnerable man? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's ever so attractive, just weeping from one eye, bit of snot. It's just like, that's who he is. No one else is going to want to steal your boyfriend. Get a really, really furry pet. But also, like, skinless, skinless cats and stuff.
Furless.
A
skinless cat is a torture victim, isn't it? And it's usually the first sign of a psychopath on the street.
A skinless cat is dead. No, what I meant was a furless cat. Is you have to moisturize them. They're like, you have to like bathe them, and you have to moisturize them because they get really dry. So, like, imagine that as well, like moisturizing a cat, like with a bit of like body lotion, shea butter. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, no, just get a furry animal, and your boyfriend's gonna have to live with it. It's probably not gonna be. It's probably not gonna be the love of your life. You're probably gonna move on. Yeah, that's all I'm saying on this one.
I think you just dropped a truth bomb out there, and I am not in the business of wanting to moisturize cats. To be honest, I don't even moisturize my own legs enough. I walk around with ashy knees, ashy knees, because I've not dedicated enough personal time to dealing with those ashy knees. The idea that a man with ashy knees could walk around spending more time moisturizing his cat, no. So I don't know about this boyfriend who might be coming out in hives and potentially struggling to breathe. But I don't think he's going to want to spend his time massaging a furless cat either.
Yeah.
Who knows how that could be resolved? It may end up in a skinless cat where your boyfriend snapped and he's decided to make an example of that feline. So I don't know. I'm like you, Twayna. I actually think that if you're that much into pets, this may actually be the end of the road unless you're into furless creatures. So are we saying it? Are we being that? Are we being that harsh? Maybe call it a day with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
You want different things.
Yeah.
All right, Twayna, are we on to our next trouble, are we?
Let's do it. My parents, well, this is pretty on point for this time of year. My parents and sister always want to have Christmas with us. I think it's because my husband and I have small children, and apparently Christmas is rubbish with no kids. But my husband says bluntly, no, they just ruin it. My husband and I love Christmas, but my wider family do not. He hates the way they never help out or appreciate our efforts. He hates that they criticize our gifts and are generally quite negative to have around. With my parents getting on in years, do I suck it up and risk ruining Christmas for my kids and husband? Or do I be the bad guy and keep that boundary, saying that they can come for Christmas Day, that they can't come for Christmas Day, but can come on Boxing Day? Usually when this is suggested, they get really cross and I feel terrible because it's so unfriendly. Please help. I love my parents and don't want to regret not having them with us for Christmas in years to come. We have little to do with my husband's family. What do you reckon, Johnny?
Now, this is a tricky one. There's a hell of a lot of Christmas politics, isn't there? Because the reality is, everyone knows the best thing about Christmas is actually, don't listen to the kids, it's not just presents, it's spending time with family. As you get older, you realise that those days aren't promised to you. So you really shouldn't look the best thing about Christmas, and be too dismissive of it. That being said, when you're in such close proximity to your family, you can realise that they can also do your head in. Absolutely do your head in. Someone's mouthing off about how many immigrants there are in the country, maybe, and you're like, I'm not sure I want to be here anymore. Or the other thing is someone's letting rip on just farts left, right, and centre, trying to blame the dog, realising there's no pets in sight. And then we all know who it is. You realise that your family, warts and all, are imperfect, but they're just right for you. And with that being said, I think that you have to take your lumps and keep inviting your family. But I am here to say people should pull their weight at Christmas. And if you want them to feel like they're more appreciative of what you're doing, incorporate them into what happens, into the festivities, into what needs to be done. Because you can absolutely say, we'd love to have you around for Christmas. I want you peeling spuds. I want you, getting the beers, doing drinks or whatever else. And if anyone's got to do a little guff outside in the garden, stop stinking the house out. Do you know what I mean? That's appropriate. That's fine. But, if you do that and then they say, oh, no, I'm not doing it, then just say you're not coming anymore because we're done. This ain't table service round here. What do you think this is? But I'm guessing that if you suggest them mucking in, they'll be up for it. And it might mean that you feel a little bit more appreciated and helped, and they feel like they're getting to see you and the kids and have a bit more fun. What about you, Twayna?
Well, I would like to just state this. I think the best thing about Christmas is actually Boxing Day when it's all over, actually. I just think, just move on. Just work towards getting to Boxing Day. Then, you've got a whole year to get back to this point again. It's just, that's where the fun starts, Boxing Day. But to take up your point, talk about this stuff a little bit earlier in the year, all right? This is my beef with Christmas. Everyone thinks, right, we've got 10 days, and everyone starts to stress out. It's like, sort this shit out. Sort it out earlier on. It's like, if you come in this year, like Johnny said, just get on board with it. You can't just be fucking digging in and moaning and all that shit. It's like, you think it's fun where we're having it. Well, be part of the fun. If not, fuck off. And I've used that language. Just tell people to fuck off. It's like, do you know what? You're dead weight. You're just a pain in the arse. I don't need you. You either get on board and be cheerful or you get fucked. Simple as that. I've done enough Christmases and now it's just like, be honest with everyone or just spend it on your own.
Let's be clear, Twayna, that last bit wasn't actually part of the podcast anymore. You were targeting that at someone, weren't you? Got anyone coming over this year, Twayna? You could just fuck off. All right, you fuck off. Merry Christmas.
Bar humbug.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not with you on Boxing Day being the best, but that's a bit Scrooge-like, isn't it? You got a bit of Scrooge in you, Twayna?
No, I do like Christmas, but I also find it tedious. I do. I've never really been a massive fan, and I'm one of those people who finds Christmas a little bit stressful. And I find that if I can get to Christmas Day at 6 p.m. and I've not had any arguments, then that's a good Christmas. But actually, at 6 p.m., then I just think, well, Christmas Day is over. And then I slip into I'm just Boxing Days when it just gets fun because it's no longer Christmas really. So that's who I am. Get fucked.
But after 6 on Christmas Day is actually Boxing Day Eve for Twayna, and that's when she's really having fun. Yeah, that's when the arguments can be flowing. I love that. Well, basically, I think we've covered this trouble. I think we've sorted it out. Get them involved, and if they don't want to get involved, as Twayna said, get fucked. You're not welcome. Let's jump into our next trouble. Here we go. A boy barged in front of me in the school dinner queue, and I didn't say anything because he was bigger than me. This sort of thing happens all the time. People walk all over me because I'm so gutless and shy. I'm a 16-year-old boy, and I've felt like this for as long as I can remember. I'm sick of being treated like I don't count. How can I get more confidence? Twayna, what you got for me?
This is a tough one, isn't it? I'm thinking part of my brain is going choose violence, but then by the sounds of it, this person will probably lose. So I don't know. If you can't beat them, join them. Push somebody else over. What can you do? This person, Johnny, I don't know. I've got no advice here. 16-year-old boy. I've never been one of those. So.
No, you haven't. No, we do. I've never been a 69-year-old lady, but I do try and get stuck in on some of these. But no, listen. First of all, you flirted with it there, but potentially choose violence. You might need to start taking the baseball bat to school, mate. Because I tell you what, no one's going to be pushing you around then. You know what I mean? Just start swanging and banging in the dinner queue, and all of a sudden, people have started going, "Oh, this guy's not one to mess around." And if not, do you know what would be good for getting a little bit more confidence and being pushed around? Get an XL bully dog, bring it to school. Bring it to school and see if people start pushing in front of the dinner queue. Do always check the school's policies on bringing dogs to school.
Yeah.
That might be problematic, but I'm not here to spout conjecture as to what will happen. You may end up being able to bring that dog. But either way, if we're actually digging into it, you do absolutely have to start, being able to stick up for yourself, even in school, because these are behaviours that will maintain through school. Now, Twayna suggested if you're being bullied, maybe bully someone else. I think that's some kind of morbid circle of bullying, like Mufasa talking to Simba. It's like one person gets bullied the next. We can expect Elton John to sing a song next, but don't bully other people, only bully the bullies. Also respect, if you're not that hard, don't go after the big ones. You'll probably just get a kick in and think that was silly. But yeah, you do need to start sticking up for yourself a little bit more. Maybe say something without being completely reckless. And even if at that point, if you get shot down and, maybe someone calls you a twat and gives you pushes you again or whatever, you'll probably realize, well, I've tried that now. I won't be trying that again. And then you just wait until you get into adult life where these people get arrested instead of school. That's those are the suggestions. But try and stick up for yourself. It'll probably give you a little bit more confidence that you've tried. And then if it results in serious violence against that, malicious wounding against you, then you'll know you've made the wrong decision and correct your behaviour moving forward. Would you reckon, Twayna? Anything else on that?
Sounds good. Just sort of point out, excuse me, I was here first. Say it nicely, and they might actually respect you, or they might just push you again. But you've tried. It's better to have tried and lost than not tried and never lost. I don't know what that phrase is. You know what I mean, though, right?
I exactly know what you meant with that phrase, and speak with that kind of clarity to the bully and see what happens. Excuse me, it's better to have tried. And why are you pushing me? Stop punching me in the head. So we've sorted that person out. That trouble's sorted, and you're almost certainly going to get a kick in if you listen to us. On to the next trouble.
I've been married for 11 years and we have 2 happy boys. It has been amazing. But my wife has now told me she wants a threesome. I am really trying to understand what it is she is seeking. After a week of long conversations, I believe what she actually wants is more experiences. She says she doesn't want to leave me and the boys, and she still loves us a lot. Where do I go from here?
Well, good question. I mean, to be clear, you've said it already. You've been married for 11 years and you have 2 happy boys. She wants 2 happy boys as well. Nothing wrong with that. Getting down with the threesome, get stuck in. But no, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I do think a lot of people in later life, some of them, like the alarm bells ring that they've not necessarily been as experimental or done certain things, and they just think, "Fuck this! I'm going on a one-way road into death at some point, and I wouldn't like to get there without having tried certain things." This is why I would also say, when you're younger and not as attached, do it then, because otherwise, if you're waiting for your marriage and your children to come, and then you're going to start breaking out into eyes wide shut parties. It's not always conducive. Your partner might not want to get down with that, but it's tricky. First of all, you have to know if you love your partner, if it's worth it or not. Could you handle it? Could you handle seeing them with someone else? Could you deal with that? And if you feel like you could, then maybe don't write it off. Maybe see how it goes as an option, and then maybe say, look, what if we do this? This is not me signing up for life. We try it once, and we both have a way of getting out if it's not for us. And apart from that, you can also say, if you really feel like there is no way you'd be able to handle it, then these are things that you can dig in over. These are kind of deal breakers. It is essentially fidelity. What they have done, your wife has done, is been open and honest. So you've got to give her credit for that. She's not done anything behind your back. But she's telling you what she wants. And if you don't think you can do that, then you need to be very clear about that. But it also might mean that she says, well, you know what? I'm not prepared to not have that in my life and, just be this for the rest of my life. So you've got to work out whether you're ready to lose her over it, or whether if she did do it, you'd lose her either way. So I would just say, work that out where your parameters are, but don't make it a case of pride. And then if it's something you can live with, be open and honest. And there are ways that I'm sure but they could survive and work whether they do this or not. That would be my advice. What do you reckon, Twayna?
Sounds pretty good advice, actually, Johnny. Quite sensible. It's not said who his wife wants to have a threesome with. It might not even be with her husband. I was just thinking when you were talking about that, it could be with like anybody, and she just wants to have sex with 2 other people. Could be include him, might not. But also, like you said, they need to have a discussion here, because she's mentioned it. They've already discussed it, so it's not like you can pretend you never had that conversation. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I thought we were going to cinema. No, we're not going to cinema now. It's like, this is quite a big deal breaker. It's like, oh, I didn't mean it. I was only joking. It's just like, oh, actually, it's out there now. And so it's like, where do you go from here? You sound like you don't want this, and it sounds like she does want this. So where's it going to go? Who's going to break? Who's going to win?
Yeah. And Twayna's ready to stay there watching how this unfolds and who goes. And the fact is, mate, you might be the one watching whilst all the action's going on as well with a couple of guys. But
Is that a couple of guys, one. Johnny? It could be a couple of could be. It could be anybody.
Absolutely, could be a couple of ladies as well. We don't know. He's actually said, I'm trying to work out what it is she wants, and
she just wants to have sex with 2 other people.
Yeah. She just, you know what I mean? Just wants to get stuck in. Do you know what I mean? You're a long time retired. You are. That's one thing I would. And to use the footballing analogy, you know what I mean? There are people that retire too early and they think, oh, I've got one more game in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she wants to play a full game. She's done with 5-a-side. She doesn't want no restricted.
But then she might. But then to use your football analogy though, Johnny, she might go for try and do 90 minutes and realise actually she just wants to be a sub.
This is it. Yes. I think it fits perfectly. All of these footballing analogies, to be fair. Maybe she'll say, no, I actually don't want to be a sub. Maybe I want 11 guys, a full football team, or 11 ladies, whatever. So it could be Pandora's box. But I think we've tied this one up. Gotta be open and honest conversation too. Work it out, and also don't be afraid to draw lines in the sand. But understand that she might say, "Well, that's not good enough," and crack on without you. And you've got to be ready to lose her if you're going to do that. Should we do another trouble, Twayna? We're flying through these, smashing them out the park.
Do it.
My 42-year-old single mum is driving me crazy. I'd love to block her, but how can I do that to my own mother? I know she means well, but she won't let me grow up and live my life. I'm an 18-year-old lad in my first year at uni. We've always been so close, but I need to be independent. Yet she messages me several times every day to see how I am. It's honestly starting to feel like bullying. She even follows me on social media and, if she sees I'm online, sends me another message. I've told her I'm fine and will ring if I need anything. Oh, what are you going to do with this one, Twayna? What do you reckon?
This is funny, this one is. Listen, you can't have your mum following you on social media. Simple as that. Block her. I think that's fine. Just block her, because she'll only just send you stuff about the bins and whatnot on Facebook. You don't want to be involved in all of that kind of stuff. But as for like the phone calls, do you know what I mean? She just wants to, you're a baby boy. You might be 18, but she just wants to just make sure that you're all right. You're living away from home, so cut her a bit of slack. Be a bit patient with her. She'll come round soon. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, come on. She's just a little bit lonely without you, and she'll settle in knowing that you're all right, and she'll give you a bit of space, but you just got to be a bit patient with her for now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that one. I mean, first of all, definitely block her. Definitely block her and report her for phishing scams. She won't even know what the fuck's going on as well, as like Microsoft and people are coming after her. Do you know what I mean? Just get her whole social media and anything just shut down. Report her as a scam account. Just basically, really just fill her social media with issues so she doesn't even want to go on it anymore. Maybe start adding certain, spam accounts where every time she goes on, they just get at her so she knows what it's like. The guys who are like, oh, you've just won that, you've inherited some land in a country and we just need to get that sent over to you. You just need your credit card details and stuff. Get some of those people, add them. Some Russian singles in your area, those ones, you know what I mean? So every time you're on, she's like, oh, let me just chat with my son. Oh, right, now I've got a Russian single who wants to meet. Oh, I should really respond and get this land that I've inherited. And by the end, she won't have time whilst dealing with all of those things to bother and harass you. I do love the term, it's starting to feel like bullying. I mean, it might feel like that, but on the same, like, yeah, your mum's not trying to bully you. She's really not. She's at the stage where she is loving you so much. And let's be clear, there is a sweet thing out of it. You've gone to uni, hence it's your first year at uni, and she just can't help but try and reach out and for contact. And that's because you've left such a big hole in her life that she wants to feel attached to you. And I know that, you want to be necking bottles of vodka and waking up, on a park bench. You got the rest of your life for that. That's why you're at uni. You know what I mean? Yeah, rest of your life. Drop out of uni, you can do that full time. But at the end of the day, your mum just wants to feel like she's still involved in your life. You're not going to just grow up and run away from her. So do embrace the love of your mum. You never know how long you've got them for. But also set boundaries. And you're a grown adult now. You can do that sort of thing. And if not, set her up for some massive kind of scam online so she's scared to ever touch the internet, and that should provide a natural buffer. What do you reckon, Twayna?
I think that sounds brilliant. Yeah, but yeah, definitely block her. Get rid of her on social media.
Yeah. I just shouldn't have it.
Yeah,
should not have it. Right, trouble sorted. Let's get to the last one, shall we?
My male partner of 2 years and I, both in our late 60s, have recently attended parties where married female friends have been extremely affectionate towards my partner, coming on to him big time and touching him. He's very kind. He's a very kind, happy man and interested in others. So many women whose husbands are no longer interested in them want to flirt for his attention and affection. Or perhaps they are just jealous. Who knows? I find their behaviour disrespectful and difficult to cope with. I thought they were my friends and I would never behave in this way. Can you suggest how I deal with this without actually being outright rude?
Well, first of all, you've got to know you've got to be clear what kind of party it is. Because if it is an eyes wide shut swingers party, they're just playing the game. Playing the game, you know what I mean? Like keys in a bowl. At the end of that, maybe that's par for the course at this stage. If it's a wine and cheese evening, as we might suspect, then yeah, they're being a little over the top. And the idea that this person has said at the end, how can I deal with this without being outright rude? They're being fucking outright rude. Do you know what I mean? That's the point of it. They're coming onto your husband or your partner in front of your face. So don't worry about, calling people out and maybe even putting the brass knuckles on. Get a knuckle duster on and just go, yeah. He's a nice guy, isn't he? Nice guy. Let me box that face and see how nice. Put that threat out there and maybe these ladies might stay away. And if not, just like the dogs do, you might have to mark your territory. And that might even mean pissing up his leg. Piss up his leg. Just let them know that's mine there. I don't know if he'll like it, but piss up his leg. They will not come over and flirt anymore. Trust me. So that's how I would entertain this problem when you're in your late 60s as a couple.
I'm just trying to imagine being at a wine and cheese do and then seeing somebody in the corner just like hoisting up her skirt, crouching down, and just like trying to backing up to her partner and just like weighing down his back of his leg just to let all the other bitches know. Yeah.
And do you know the best part?
What?
You're in your late 60s. Call it incontinence. So that's the thing, you know what I mean? You just say,
if you're in your late 60s, you can't really crouch down properly, so you just like wet your own leg. It's just like, it's going to be a mess, isn't it? Everyone's just going to back away from the pair of you. You're like, these two are freaks. This is not on. So it's going to be a bit. I mean, I think with this though, I mean, some people are just being a bit friendly. So at a party, like, there's coming on and going, look, slipping somebody's phone number in somebody's back pocket, or there's just being a bit chatting, a bit friendly. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's no threat to you what's going on, but also maybe tell your partner that you've sort of noticed this going on, and maybe he's not aware how you feel in the situation. So maybe he can reassure you and go, look, I know they're a bit friendly, but you're the one for me, and please stop pissing up my leg. Do you know what I mean? It's all good.
I think that's fair and fine, but I do think that even if they're just being flirty, I think there's a lot to be said for probably at that stage of life. I do think that a lot of marriages would have run into intimacy issues and whatnot. And I'm not saying that these ladies necessarily want to jump into bed with this guy, but they're probably out there for a bit of affection and flirtation. And I think people, as they get older, care less and less about, bothering certain people. If they're not that friendly with you, they will draw the line at having full-blown affairs, but they'll flirt and think, fuck it, I'm not even here for that much longer. But I would say you can't let that go, because even if people think that they've got lines in their head, once you start letting some things go, I'm just having a flirt, if your partner is not robust with his lines either, flirtation can lead into something else. And if you're not looking to have a drama in late life and having to find a new partner, then it is time to mark your territory a little bit clearer. And I do think the real loyalty comes from your partner. That's the promise you've made to each other. So I think it's a great point, Twayna. Have a word with him, make it clear this is how it's making you feel, and then hopefully he can tell them bitches to get out of there. Do you know what I mean?
Step the fuck off.
I'd love a 69-year-old man to be get back, bitch. My partner said no. My partner's absolutely seething. No, so yeah, I think we've kind of done that as well. I mean, we boiled it all down, and the most sound bit of advice coming out of that was piss up his leg, and no one will want him. They're not even on, they're not on the phone to us to thank us right now, Twayna, but I think they'll be listening to this going, they've done it again, these two. Yeah. They've smashed it. Yeah. They've absolutely smashed it. And that's it. That's the end of our troubles for today. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back every Tuesday with more troubles of yours to solve, and therefore heal the world one trouble at a time. Anything else to add, Twayna?
No, hopefully we'll be somewhere next time when we're recording where I'm not in a prison / dungeon, and I'm not even sure where you are, but I see a little Santa in the background. So
yeah, I'm at my sister's house, so I can't pretend it's a prison or a dungeon, to be honest. It's actually quite comfortable, but I might even be at my own house by then, so it would be good. And remember, people, do lock in, share this to friends that you think might like it. This podcast is fueled by your enthusiasm. Like and share, please do. And apart from that, we'll be back with more of your troubles to solve next time. So until then, remember, a trouble shared is a trouble halved. Bye-bye.